All right, we got to talk about BTCZ because this thing has been doing absolutely nothing lately. And I don't have time to stream today, but if you've been following the streams and you know that we were looking for long zones at this 1 hour order block down at the lows, and surprise, surprise, motherfucker, we actually hit it. So we hit the order block, and this is a very significant order block. And today we're going to be talking about where I think we might go from this order block. Things are looking in my favor right now so far. I am long future Geo. Put it on the screen. Objectively, we are at the low of a macro range, okay? We're very overextended on the daily time frame. We already know this, but we are at the lows of the range, and we need to understand that when you're at the lows of the range, you have to be looking for longs. In addition to that, you could see that within our more macro range here, we got some space up here that we can fill. So if we're going to make our way down, it does make sense that we could make our way to the upside. Now, Bitcoin has experienced zero volatility after we had our halving. I mean, Bitcoin is literally more boring than golf. And I think that if we're going to get a big move, it's going to be literally right now. All right, so now why am I long on the market and like what's guanin, right? Wagwan right now. Why am I expecting price to go up? After we put in this decently looking low, okay, we had nice 3 taps to the lows here, sweeping each SFP. We broke structure to the upside on the higher term time frames. And since then, for the past week, as I mentioned, there's been no volatility. I have been watching this 1 hour order block like a hawk. Okay, we came into it over the weekend and we mitigated it, and we had kind of a lackluster move. The volume has completely dropped off. The important thing to notice is that this order block held its ground. They are allowed to wick it out. And we are finally starting to get that volume confirmation. In addition to that, market cipher B on the lows here are looking pretty good for a move to the upside. Okay, on the 1 hour time frame, we can see that we know that number one, the thicker the money flow, the more chances of divergences. And as we have thick red money flow here, we have 1 tap, 2 tap, 3 tap. This is a money flow and momentum wave divergence, aka a spike wave that could potentially indicate a strong move to the upside. In addition to that, you can see that we've left a lot of liquidity above these highs here. These highs also remain intact. So there is every reason, in my opinion, to go higher from here. And the long trade that I gave in advance to my VIP members, while I was also this morning mentioning coming back down towards this order block here as we did, the initial target for this trade is this high up here. However, things can get a little bit more juicy than that because we know we're in our macro time frame lows and we should be looking for longs. We know the thicker the money flow, the more chances of divergences. And here on these higher term time frames, on the 3-day time frame, we have very thick money flow and we have 0 divergences. So this is a trade that I am potentially looking to hold up towards new all-time highs. Now, this idea of approaching all-time highs, considering we also have left these highs unintact, Bitcoin's been doing this thing lately where it doesn't sweep any highs or lows. Very annoying. But anyways, this idea is good confluence with the fact that we have red vector candles to the left that we need to always be trading towards to look to recover, because this is where our smart money involvement is. Okay, we know that whenever we have vector candles within your range, you should be looking to trade towards those vector candles. So now, if this idea is going to come into fruition, where is it likely to happen from? Well, it's here. Okay, I mentioned already that volume has been a little bit lacklustered, and this order block actually is the very last order block that we have that remains in our macro time frame low. If you guys have been around on the channel and you've been checking my live streams, I keep saying, warning, it's now or never. Gearing up for a huge move. Warning, huge dump. Last level. Every single one of those live streams, we're referring to this 1 hour order block. This is our last order block, aka the last point of interest for smart money prior to coming down and taking this wick down at 59K. In other words, guys, it is now or never for Bitcoin. And I believe that the lack of follow through is simply because we did have this very important order block that needed to be mitigated. Now that it has been mitigated and now that volume is starting to rise, we are starting to get that confirmation in that move to the upside. So to me, it makes sense for price to now finally move up and recover some of these vector candles. In the event that our final target is going to get hit, do I expect zero turbulence? Absolutely not. In my opinion, we are making our way up to around the 70.5, 71K area, in which case we have a lot a lot of resistance. So we're going to be scalping up and down anyways. I don't care about the direction that price may go towards, but $71,000 is a serious contender for potentially putting in a lower high. Obviously, if we get up into this zone, I will be providing updates every day on my live streams. But for now, I will be targeting around 70K, $71,000 area, potentially holding it out for new all-time highs to see what's going on. Again, I am long right now in my positions. Market Cypher B is giving us the signs that, hey, all right, it might be showtime, it might be go time, and we could see that with today's final fake out. So I personally believe that this low is protected now. As you can see, we did break local structure back to bullish. So I believe that this is a protected low on the low here. And, we'll see what happens. I will be looking to add towards to my position if we get somewhat of a retracement down in within this order block again. But aside from that, I'm expecting higher. Market Cypher B is expecting higher. All looks well to continue going higher here. And I will be taking advantage of all the trades. Now, big shout out to my VIP members because we are long. We've been talking about this order block. We've been talking about this position. We've been nailing the entries. We had the trades over the weekend. So big shouts out to my VIP members. If you guys are looking to join my VIP section where I give you guys like 10, 15 updates a day, especially in my scalp channels here as to what I'm looking for, what I'm looking at, where my take profits are. I give video updates, etc. You get learning live streams, right, where I do tutorials, I do Q&As, and you get access to the amazing trading network that we have built here where people actually care about each other and you're not just a number. Then the link is in the description down below. I don't have time to do a full stream, so I'll be back on stream tomorrow, but we will talk about what actually happened here tomorrow and see if our trade idea comes into fruition. Now, TP1 is these last week highs, 67.2, and let's see if we got enough juice to make it up to 70.5 to the 71K area. We got a lot of naked points of controls there. We got a lot of confluence there. Trade safe, and that is curtains.